This message is transmitted at the request of the San Diego Police Department. Residents of the city of San Diego, lock all of your doors immediately. At approximately 5:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 6 armed men were reported to be running around the city of San Diego, killing anyone in their line of sight. Their intentions behind this are unknown at this time. As a result, everyone is advised to stay indoors with all windows and doors locked. If you spot these men, call 911 immediately. Tune into a local radio station for further information regarding this situation.
Good evening and welcome to NBC News San Diego. I'm your host, Dave Bell. We've just had word that 6 unarmed men are roaming around San Diego killing anyone they see. We have a reporter live in downtown San Diego. Jade, how is it there?
Thank you, Dave. I'm currently standing in downtown San Diego where it is madness. The news of the 6 armed men has sent the whole city into meltdown and everyone is scrambling to find the nearest building as they fear they may be next. This is a serious situation and should not be taken lightly. Back over to you, Dave.
Wow, Jade. That sounds like a very intense situation. Everyone listening, stay safe out there and do not let these men in your home. This is your host, Dave Bell, signing off.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the San Diego Police Department. At approximately 6:45 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, the 6 armed men were last seen leaving the Omni Hotel in downtown San Diego with blood covering their hands and faces. In addition, the suspects' identities are still unknown at this time. Anyone within a 50-mile radius of the downtown area are strongly advised to stay indoors. Stay tuned for further information.
Hello and welcome back to NBC News. I'm your host, Dave Bell. We have word that the 6 armed men had broken into the Omni Hotel in the downtown region. Back over to my reporter at the crime scene, Jade. Jade, how is it?
Thank you, Dave. I'm standing here outside the Omni Hotel where it is a bloody mess with dead bodies with decapitated head are lying all over the lobby. Police are currently investigating this and reviewing the CCTV footage of the attack. The money in the cash register in the front desk and the cash register in the hotel bar and restaurant has been reported to have been stolen. The hotel is closed and all guests still alive from the attack have been instructed to stay in their rooms until further notice. Back over to you, Dave.
Wow, Jade. That is quite the scene. It sounds like these men could be literally anywhere in San Diego right now. It is unknown where these men will strike next or if they will strike anywhere again. Everyone listening to this broadcast, keep safe and stay alert. This is your host Dave Bell signing off.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the San Diego Police Bureau. A hostage situation is currently taking place at the Sevilla nightclub in downtown San Diego. At approximately 9 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 6 armed men entered the club and started opening fire on random civilians. The police have arrived at the scene and are currently dealing with the situation. The men have threatened to kill all the hostages if the police don't leave the club within the next 15 minutes. In addition to this, the suspects have been identified by the police. The first suspect is Robert Jones, a white male, 32 years old, 6 feet tall, with black hair and blue eyes. He was last seen wearing a black trench coat, black pants and black boots. The second suspect is Peter Connery, a white male, 30 years old, 6 feet 1 inch tall, with red hair, a red mustache and brown eyes. He was last seen wearing a white tank top, blue jean shorts, and black and red basketball shoes. He also has multiple tattoos on his arms and legs. The third suspect is Lewis Powell, a white male, 28 years old, 5 feet 11 inches tall, with brown hair and green eyes. He was last seen wearing a black leather jacket, beige pants and black shoes. The fourth suspect is Michael Wilson, a white male, 27 years old, with dirty blonde hair and blue eyes. He was last seen wearing a dark blue t-shirt, black jean shorts and gray tennis shoes. The fifth suspect is Frank Watson, a 25-year-old white male, 6 feet tall, with black hair and brown eyes. He was last seen wearing a black t-shirt, blue athletic shorts and white running shoes. The sixth suspect is Cameron Miller, a 24-year-old white male, 5 feet 10 inches tall, with brown hair and blue eyes. He was last seen wearing a red t-shirt, blue jeans, white shoes and also has multiple tattoos on his arms. All 6 men are of muscular build. They have had run-ins with the law in the past, including battery, domestic violence, use of weaponry, discrimination and also have a record of getting expelled from multiple schools in their early lives. The men are reported to be driving a stolen black GMC Savannah with California license plate JM234QR, and also has a red Joe's Plumbing and Heating of San Diego logo on both sides. If you see these men or the van, call 911 immediately. Stay tuned for further information regarding this life-threatening situation.
911 administrative message for the city of San Diego. The 6 men who caused chaos around the city of San Diego killed multiple hotel guests at the Omni Hotel, as well as stealing the cash from the registers and causing a hostage scene at the Sevilla nightclub. Robert Jones, Peter Connery, Lewis Powell, Michael Wilson, Frank Watson and Cameron Miller have reported to have disappeared. However, their current condition is unknown at this time. Stay alert and stay tuned for updates regarding the situation.
Good morning and welcome to NBC News of San Diego. I'm your host Dave Bell. It is currently 11 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, sunny weather. It's currently 60 degrees Celsius. The madness in the downtown area of the city that occurred last night seems to all be over, as there have been no sign of the 6 men since last night. This just in, the emergency alert system is going to interrupt this broadcast.
An Amber Alert for the entire city of San Diego. The following message is transmitted at the request of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Police are looking for 2 kids who have went missing from their homes. The first child is Kai Blackwood, a white male, 10 years old, date of birth June 23, 2007, with black hair and blue eyes. He was last seen wearing a red Lightning McQueen t-shirt, white San Diego Toreros shorts and red, white and black Nike Air Jordans. The second child is Clarice Blackwood, a white female 7 years old, date of birth May 2, 2020, with black hair and blue eyes. She was last seen wearing a pink Hello Kitty t-shirt, blue jean shorts and black and white Vans shoes. Both children are in grave danger. The 6 men from the attacks in downtown San Diego from last night: Robert Jones, Peter Connery, Lewis Powell, Michael Wilson, Frank Watson and Cameron Miller are believed to be responsible. Stay tuned for further updates when they become available.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, for you, for you.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the San Diego Police Bureau. A hostage situation is currently taking place at Mira Mesa Lane's bowling alley. At approximately 1 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 6 armed men have entered the building opening fire on random civilians and are currently roaming the building taking everyone hostage. Police have arrived at the scene and are dealing with the situation. In addition, the men have a powerful bomb in their possession and are threatening to detonate it if the police don't leave the bowling alley in the next 20 minutes. No one is allowed in this area, except for police. Mira Mesa Lanes is currently closed to the public and being evacuated. It will reopen again after the situation is resolved. Stay tuned for further information on this life-threatening situation. This message is being transmitted at the request of the San Diego Police Department. The 6 men taking hostages at Mira Mesa Lanes have planted a powerful bomb and is set to detonate in the next 10 minutes. Police will try to defuse the bomb themselves as the men have already left the bowling alley. Everyone who lives near Mira Mesa Lanes, evacuate now. I repeat, evacuate now. If this bomb explodes, it will be an extremely powerful explosion and will send shockwaves to nearby neighborhoods upon detonation. Stay tuned for further information. The following message is transmitted at the request of the San Diego Police Department. At approximately 1:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, a bomb has detonated at Mira Mesa Lane's bowling alley. As a result, the building is engulfed in flames and has created a large fire that is spreading. In addition, the 6 armed men's locations are unknown at this time. The 2 children abducted earlier were freed from the stolen black GMC Savannah license plate JM234QR driven by the men and have been safely escorted home by authorities. Stay tuned for more information when it becomes available.
This message is being transmitted at the request of the San Diego Police Department. The 6 armed men that attacked the Omni Hotel, took everyone hostage at the Seville nightclub, abducted 2 children and detonated a bomb at Mira Mesa Lanes around 1 hour ago are currently roaming around downtown San Diego again planting bombs on cars and other buildings. In addition, the fire spreading from the explosion at Mira Mesa Lanes has successfully been extinguished by the San Diego Fire Department. Stay tuned for further information. This message is being transmitted at the request of the San Diego Police Department. A hostage situation is currently taking place at San Diego International Airport. At approximately 2:45 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 6 armed men entered the airport and started opening fire on random civilians. In addition, they have planted a nuclear bomb which is set to detonate in the next 30 minutes. Everyone within a 50-mile radius of the airport evacuate now. I repeat, evacuate now. This explosion will be so powerful it will wipe out all surrounding areas. Take an essential set of supplies with you, such as non-perishable food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a first aid kit and a hand-cranked or battery-powered radio. Tie a white towel to your mailbox or door handle to show you have obeyed the evacuation order. Should you require assistance, call 911 and the police will escort you to the nearest pickup point. Traffic speed limits have been set 100 miles per hour to ensure traffic is moving efficiently. Evacuate San Diego now. This message is being transmitted at the request of the San Diego Police Department. At approximately 3:15 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, a nuclear bomb has exploded at San Diego International Airport. As a result, the airport as well as its surrounding areas have been obliterated to ashes. It is unknown if the 6 men who caused this are still alive or not. Everyone listening should remain alert at this time. Please stand by for further information.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Indianapolis Police Department. Residents of the city of Indianapolis, lock all of your doors immediately. At approximately 4:30 Eastern Daylight Time, 6 armed men were reported to be running around the city of Indianapolis, destroying vehicles and buildings and breaking into people's homes and brutally murdering all the residents inside with a large knife. Authorities have identified these men as the same men who caused destruction in San Diego over the weekend. They are Robert Jones, a 32-year-old white male, 6 feet tall, with black hair and blue eyes. He was last seen wearing a black trench coat, black pants and black boots. Peter Connery, a 30-year-old white male, 6 feet 1 inch tall, with red hair and a red mustache with brown eyes. He was last seen wearing a white tank top, blue jean shorts and black and red basketball shoes. He also has multiple tattoos on his arms and legs. Lewis Powell, a 28-year-old white male, 5 feet 11 inches tall, has brown hair and green eyes. He was last seen wearing a black leather jacket, beige pants and black shoes. Michael Wilson, a 27-year-old white male, with dirty blonde hair and blue eyes. He was last seen wearing a dark blue t-shirt, black jean shorts and gray tennis shoes. Frank Watson, a 25-year-old white male, 6 feet tall, has black hair and brown eyes. He was last seen wearing a black t-shirt, blue athletic shorts and white running shoes. And Cameron Miller, a 24-year-old white male, 5 feet 10 inches tall, has brown hair and blue eyes. He was last seen wearing a red t-shirt, blue jeans, white shoes and also has multiple tattoos on his arms. All 6 men are of muscular build. They have had many run-ins with the law in the past, including battery, domestic violence, use of weaponry and discrimination. They also have a record of getting expelled from many schools in their early life. Stay tuned for more information on this developing situation.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Indianapolis Police Department. A hostage situation is currently taking place at Circle Center Mall. At approximately 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 6 armed men have entered the mall and started opening fire on random civilians and are currently roaming the mall, killing any shoppers in their sight. Over 800 people have instantly died upon being shot or stabbed in the chest. The mall is currently being evacuated and will be closed until further notice. Tune into local news stations for further information.
The second baseman, number 26, Adam Frazier.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Chicago Police Department. The 6 men who caused destruction in San Diego at the weekend and Indianapolis several hours ago. Robert Jones, Peter Connery, Lewis Powell, Michael Wilson, Frank Watson and Cameron Miller have been reported to be causing a killing spree at the Chicago Cubs and New York Yankees baseball game. At approximately 6:25 p.m. Central Standard Time, the 6 men entered Wrigley Field and started opening fire on spectators attending the game. As a result, the fixture has been postponed until a later date and the stadium is currently being evacuated. All players and coaches have been sent to their locker rooms and been told to stay there until the situation is over. Already over 700 casualties have taken place, with many more to come in the coming hours. Police have arrived trying to deal with the situation, but all attempts to stop these men have failed miserably. Tune into local outlets for further information when it becomes available.
immediate evacuation for the entire city of Milwaukee. This message is being transmitted at the request of the Milwaukee Police Department. Robert Jones, Peter Connery, Lewis Powell, Michael Wilson, Frank Watson and Cameron Miller are currently rampaging through the city of Milwaukee, destroying any building they see and killing any civilian in their line of sight. In addition, the 6 suspects have planted 3 nuclear bombs in separate locations around the city. One bomb was planted at Fiserv Forum Arena, the second was planted at Milwaukee Art Museum, and the third bomb was planted at Milwaukee campus of University of Wisconsin. These bombs are set to detonate in the next 40 to 45 minutes. Everyone is instructed to evacuate the city now. Take a set of supplies with you such as non-perishable food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a first aid kit, a fully charged cell phone and a battery-powered radio with extra batteries. Tie a white towel to your mailbox or door handle to show you have obeyed the evacuation order. Should you require assistance, call 911 and the police will escort you to the nearest pickup point. Try to take one family per car if possible. Speed limits have been increased on all highways to ensure traffic is moving efficiently. Only use marked evacuation routes. This is a life-threatening situation and needs to be taken seriously. Tune into local news stations for updates regarding the situation. This message is transmitted at the request of the Emergency Management Agency. At approximately 9:10 p.m. Central Daylight Time, 3 nuclear bombs have detonated in the city of Milwaukee. As a result, the locations they were detonated at as well as the entire city have been obliterated to ashes. It is reported that only 20% of the population managed to escape the city in time. The rest died in the explosions. In addition, it is reported that the men responsible are part of that 20% and it isn't known where they are heading to next. However, police will try to find out as they know the vehicle they are looking for is a black GMC Savannah with California license plate JM234QR and will check all traffic cameras to track where they are heading. Everyone who is listening is strongly advised to seek a fallout shelter until it is safe to exit. Stay tuned for more information regarding this situation. An administrative message. This is an all clear. The fallout from the nuclear bombs that exploded in Milwaukee 2 weeks ago have cleared out of the area and everyone may exit their shelters. However, the city is massively destroyed and will take years to rebuild. In addition, the 6 men responsible, Robert Jones, Peter Connery, Lewis Powell, Michael Wilson, Frank Watson and Cameron Miller, have been successfully taken down. It was reported that they drove over a spike strip just outside the city entrance of Louisville, Kentucky, which is confirmed to have been their next intended target. All 6 men have been arrested and given a life sentence in prison with no possibility of parole. If you do not have a shelter, call 911 and the National Guard will take you to the nearest military base. The Federal Emergency Management Agency would like to thank you for your cooperation during this emergency. This concludes this message. We now return to normal programming.